Hello everyone, Johnny Minder here, and today we are continuing to learn Japanese with Super Mario World, in particular the Super Mario Advance 2 version. Last time we checked out the story after the first castle, because we didn't do that in the episode before it. But we also started World 2. And today, we'll continue that. Maybe even finish it. Doubt we'll also have the time for the story after, but we'll see. And without further ado, let's start.
Here we go! Super Mario!
And here's our current progress. I've shown it also at the end of the last episode. But as you can see, we played a good amount of levels actually of World 2. But we have we were at I think it's 6 after World 1. I'm trying to quickly count them. I think 6. We're pretty fast. Let's start. We replayed some of them, by the way, because of secret exits, but funny enough, the exits, we have 2 stages today currently available to us, then we'll unlock more, of course, and both are houses, ghost houses. Hey SKS. Mario World is a good game indeed. We have 2 ghost houses first and foremost, and we'll start with this one on the main path. We check out its title as usual. This one is called in particular Donutsへいやのおばけやしき. And first and foremost we have the usual Donutsへいや, donuts, from English donuts. And my guess is that they actually took it from the plural of the word, and that's why they kept the tsu at the end in this case. Could be potentially simply because the word came when they didn't, there wasn't still the difference, even though it's kind of weird in that case, or simply because they didn't care, unlike later. Could be, but honestly in this case I'd say most likely just because of the plural, and luckily of course accented just like in English on the do. Heya, as mentioned, is plain. Better the translation open field, because it's the usual Chinese compound, and so unaccented like most of those, as we have seen. Since here it works like a suffix, or at most you could say a compound together with donuts before it. My guess is that the accent would be on the he, because when you attach Chinese compounds as suffixes, or and so Chinese compounds, as a reminder, 2 kanji, the ones with 2 kanji, usually those are the most common ones. Of course there can be even bigger compounds, but so my guess is that the accent is on the first syllable of the second part of the compound, or on the first syllable of the suffix, so on the he. Unfortunately can confirm it. Donut plains, or plain, but there isn't a distinction in Japanese. You can pluralize certain words with suffixes and so on, but most of them could be either singular or plural, as is. Then we have the possessive particle no. And then we finally have the new part. Obake Yashiki. First and foremost, we have Obake. We have seen the term, I'm pretty sure actually, before, not in this series. Okay. But funny enough, in the other Super Mario Advance game we have played, Super Mario Advance 4, so Super Mario Bros. 3. And yeah, that's because Obake means ghost. As you have seen, it actually comes from the verb bakeru, which we have actually finally studied during our Super Mario Land 1 and 2 series. Bakeru means to take the form of, and especially in reference to spirits, all the yokai of Japanese folklore. Bakeru is accented, is a verb, it's a verb, so we can drop the root to make the continuative form. And so the corresponding noun on its own would be accented on the last syllable, so, sorry, there's more, but yeah, even better syllable in this case, as we have seen for the accents, usually. So on the ke, bake. Again, that means transforming oneself, taking on another form, disguising oneself. When you add this prefix, the honorific prefix o, you get this new word, which means ghost, apparition. But yeah, again, makes sense. It also has the other extended other meanings as goblin, monster, demon in general, but usually used for ghost specifically. But yeah, makes sense since again, this transforming is typical of Japanese yokai. And yeah, that's why then we had it then became with the honorific prefix the word for ghost. And then after that we have Yashiki. I think we have actually seen also the term that term in that series Super Mario Advance 4. Yashiki means and this one is interesting because yeah, for more than one reason. Despite using two kanji, it's actually a strictly Japanese compound, this one. You can tell easily by the ya, because yeah, as we'll see when the time comes, that's the strictly Japanese reading of that kanji. The other one is less obvious and also less common kanji, even though it is used. It's still among the general use ones, the Joyo kanji. Yeah, is quite important, as we'll see when we get to it. But yeah, strictly Japanese compound, and so actually, unfortunately, we can't use the rules, not even the ones we have seen for such compounds. I guess it then simply became a word considered as a word on its own. Well, the accent is on the last syllable, so yeah, you simply have to, unfortunately, you have to remember it that as is. Yashiki. Notice, by the way, that she, the E in she barely heard, if at all, because it's between voice consonants. As for its meaning, it means residence, estate, also grounds, premise, mansion. And yeah, so it's a ghost, mansion, resident, estate, however you want to call it. Of course, I went immediately for mansion, also considering Luigi's Mansion games. But yeah, So yeah, we have the literally the title is simply the ghost mansion of Donut Plains. Yeah, so now we can actually play it.
Let's go!
And yeah, it literally says ghost house in English there. Yeah, actually, as expected, we have a writing since, by the way, ghost houses were introduced in this very game for the Mario series. And yeah, this one says, first and foremost, Koko wa Obake Yashiki. Who didn't check will take it as a chance here to check actually the accent of Yashiki as a suffix in this case. But yeah, we'll get to it in a second. First and foremost, we have Koko, again part of the Kosado series. Ko close to both the speaker and the listener, so far from the speaker close to the listener. Far from both. Do the interrogative. Koso are usually an accented do accent on the do itself. With the ko, we get the corresponding location. So yeah, here, koko, unaccented. And we have the topic particle wa, written as ha. And so yeah, as for here, literally. And yeah, then we have again Obake Yashiki. And I actually get the physical dictionary to check the accent. Yeah, I've got the physical dictionary. Let's see if we can find it there. Not sure if I have some doubts I'd find it in the straight up suffix part. Yeah, can find it there. Maybe let's search for Yashiki on its own. Okay, I found it, but unfortunately doesn't mention the accent. My guess would be again accented on the first syllable of the second part of well, technically we could consider it also as a compound in a way, even though unfortunately I can't confirm it. What's interesting that I can tell you based on this on the physical dictionary is that the term Yashiki, when you add the honorific prefix O, it becomes Oyashiki and becomes actually unaccented, so be careful. And yeah, we have seen that unfortunately that happens. These changes in accent when you add the honorific prefix, so yeah, you have to be careful about that. But yeah, here, yeah, it says simply as for here, it's implied a copula, a ghost house if we keep what was on the sign outside, ghost mansion, more residence and so on, if you keep the usual translations of Yashiki. Yeah, after that it continues, it says Koko kara ikite deta yatsu wa inai. And yeah, first and foremost is we have Koko again, so here. Then we have the particle kara, from here. Then we have ikite from ikiru. And we've actually studied the kanji for Ikiru in our Kirby's Adventure series, because it's straight up in the title, actually in the title of the Kirby series in general in Japanese, because it's part of the of star, well, of the kanji for star. It's a phonetic component, but if you want to review it or you missed it, you can check, of course, that other than all the usual countless tools, books and so on the internet and elsewhere. But yeah, if you want to check that, again, I put the kanji in the description of the playlist, and there you can see in which part we studied it, even though being the title, I'm pretty sure it was the very first one. Here, by the way, is not written in kanji, while, as you might have noticed, we have some kanji on the other hand. We'll check them out in a second, and I'm taking a screenshot, because yeah, honestly, first and foremost, we'll play the level at this point. We won't interrupt that for the kanji. We'll do that after. But yeah, first we have seen Ikiru means to leave, accented. It's a ru verb, it's a verb, so we can simply drop the ru and add te to make the te form. Well, technically we drop the ru to make the continuative form of the verb, and then attach te. So yeah, pretty easy. Te form. Here used as in, could be simply in the meaning do, and though technically you don't do this the action of this verb, it's a state more than anything in this case. The action of that verb and then something else. Or again, the te form can also be translated as by doing, while doing, even in certain cases. So yeah, some ing forms with prepositions in English. Technically, let's say better while in this case, but we'll see why in a second. And then we actually have the kanji. I'll check also if we've studied this one. I don't think so. And yeah, if we haven't, we'll actually study it this time, but later. First, we'll at least finish the level. It's the kanji for the verb to exit. And yeah, here in its one of its strictly Japanese readings. So yeah, and the most common one, let's say, deru. We've seen the verb so many times at this point. And yeah, it means to exit, to leave, to go / come out, to get out, and so on. It's a verb, it's a verb, so we can drop the ru and add ta to make the ta form again. We drop the ru to make the continuative form, and then we simply add ta, just like for te. Ta form, and so past form of the verb in plain speech. But after that we have a noun, so yeah, again, as usual, relative close. Noun, which is yatsu. Don't remember if we have seen it also in this very series. We have seen it before for sure. It means fellow, guy, chap. And yeah, it's at the very least familiar, if not straight up derogatory term, can also be used colloquially for thing, object, and we've actually seen a usage of that. And yeah, accent on the first syllable, yatsu. In this case, yeah, fellow, the first meaning, so yeah. Wa, again, the topic particle. Sorry, as for chaps, who, and then we have the relative clause, which we'll translate in a second. Last but not least, for this we have, for this part, we have the verb inai from iru. We've mentioned it a lot because it's quite an important verb in Japanese, both on its own, like in this case, and so with the meaning to be as in to exist, of animate objects, so yeah, people or animals, unaccented, iru. But as we have seen, also quite used as an auxiliary verb for after the form of a verb for continuing action or state. Yeah, here simply as its meaning. So yeah, there isn't in this case because iru is a ru verb, it's a verb, so we can drop the ru. In this case, to make the irrealis form of the verb, as I call it, based on the Japanese term, the not yet state form, which is the one used in combination with nai, an adjective which means non-existent, to make the negative form of the verb in plain speech, with nai on without further conjugation, the present, and also the present used as for the future form. And yeah, so the translation becomes as for fellows, chaps who have left alive would be the translation in English, so literally while leaving, to keep the form of the verb. From here, there aren't, and yeah, by the way, yeah, the verb iru, to be as in to exist, and yeah, so can be translated in English as there is, there are, the negative, there isn't, there aren't. And yeah, okay, after that, we have this final part. And funny enough, we have two kanji in this case. The second one, I'm pretty sure we have studied, again, because of, as part of other kanji we had to study in previous series. I think, again, could be in Kirby's Adventure. But yeah, we have the verb deru. And funny enough, despite being two kanji, because as you see, nice to see you here, Ringo. Yokoso. Yeah, sorry that I haven't seen your messages before, but yeah. I was busy explaining. Yeah, nice to see you here. But yeah, what I was saying is that when you see two kanji like this, often, more often than not, it will be a Chinese compound. The Chinese compounds I keep on mentioning and we keep on seeing. But there are cases, like this one, where it's actually a strictly Japanese compound. Because yeah, we technically have de for the first one, again from deru. We drop the ru to make the continuative form. In this case, technically we could say to make the corresponding noun exiting, leaving, or simply to then make the compound. And yeah, the other kanji is kuchi, and I think we have studied it again in a second. Unaccented on its own. Notice that I pronounced it the gu-chi with a g, but yeah, that's because of the additional voicing, adding the duck 10 if we were to write it in kana, because it's the second part of a compound, and even more so one of strictly Japanese origin, and yeah, more often than not that happens with those. The term deguchi, we have seen it before, I think, in a previous series. But yeah, mouth is mentioned for kuchi, but in this case it becomes more from mouth the extended meaning opening. And so yeah, literally opening, well, we could keep it exiting opening. So yeah, it's the exit. And yeah, by the way, as for the accent of deguchi, this could be a case where it could be following the rules, or at least tendencies we have seen so far of either the last syllable of the first part of the compound or the first syllable of the second part, and yeah, it would be the former in this case. So yeah, the last syllable, the only syllable of the first part of the compound, being where the accent is, so high, low, low. Then we have the object particle o, written as one, pronounced as such in careful speech and also singing. And then we have the verb mitsukete, from mitsukeru. Should be an accent. We have seen it before because yeah, it's a quite important verb in Japanese, and it is. It's a compound verb from miru, to see, to watch, to look at. We can drop the ru to make the continuative form. In this case, to then attach the second verb part of the compound, which is tsukeru. On its own, as we have seen before, it means to attach, to join, to add, to append, and so on. So yeah, literally you could say it's to figuratively attach, add, seeing. And so yeah, because of that, it's the verb used to say, for the meaning to find, to discover, to come across, to spot. That's quite useful to remember the meaning of this compound, since yeah, you spot because yeah, you see something, yeah, so you can remember the me in it. Here, well, mitsukeru, like tsukeru. Notice, by the way, that tsukeru on its own, the tsu barely, the u in tsu barely heard if at all, because it's between a voice consonant, so tsukeru. Accented on its own, but as we have seen, the compound verb is unaccented, so be careful. Sometimes this happens. But yeah, either way, ru verb is a verb, so we can drop the ru to add the te again. The form in this case is required because then we had goran. Goran is technically, we have the honorific prefix go, the one used mostly, there are some exceptions with Chinese readings, Chinese compounds usually, but yeah, Chinese readings in general, like we see here with an individual Chinese reading, which is this ran. Ran is from a kanji, which also means to see. And yeah, technically, even though usually it isn't used, Miru could technically be a strictly Japanese reading for the kanji because of that. But yeah, you see it as ran, especially with this honorific prefix go. Can also be found in certain compounds, but especially this because yeah, this goran is used for the honorific and in particular respectful form, respectful language as a replacement for the verb to see. There can be additional parts depending on how you use it. In this case, it can be used on its own like this, as we see here, because it's actually used after being used after the te form of a verb. You might remember that when you use miru after the te form, after te, you get literally the meaning, do the action of the verb in te and look implied at the result. So yeah, te miru means to try doing the action of the verb in te. Same here. Simply we use the goran, and so it becomes honorific and in particular respectful language. Here actually, usually it would technically be honorific respectful language, but yeah, here it's clearly in a mocking tone, and yeah, as we'll see in a second, even more so with the final part. But yeah, so simply te goran, try doing the action of the verb in te. So yeah, in our case, then we have the interrogative mark, so yeah, a question technically. In this case, I'd say better, as in why not, how about, you see in when we translate it fully, and yeah, why not try trying to find the exit. Actually, an exit would be better in this case, as we'll see, because there are more than one. I'm pretty sure in this very glad to hear that it's fun even for Japanese people. Yeah, even more so when we'll finally start also playing it. But glad you are enjoying also this part for now. Yeah, then of course we'll straight up play the game. Yeah, so that, and last but not least we have the the final tsu at the end. Yeah, technically it would be ke, and then also then doubles by being repeated the following consonant. But yeah, that tsu, the small tsu at the end, when there isn't anything else, would be a shortening of the vowel. And yeah, as you might have guessed by the sound of it and also the context. It's a laugh. It's a ghost laugh. And yeah, so with that we can proceed. We'll come back to this writing after playing the level itself to study the kanji. I'm pretty sure we should do so because I don't think we have studied them all. The one for Kusi, I think so, but not the one for Teru. But yeah, we'll see in a second. Yeah, we have a lot of ghosts immediately. And yeah, as you might remember, also if you have played any Mario games before, or also this very one, or might remember from our Super Mario Bros. 3 series, ghost houses usually have a lot of tricks. Okay, we actually have also... Ooh, yeah, there I did a mistake. Yeah, I would... as much as I would like to avoid using rewind, I might do so from time to time if I make such mistakes. Yeah, first let's check out this. Yeah, here it says 1 point advice. Yeah, there you go, 1 point advice. 1 point adobaisu in Japanese, with reading the Japanese pronunciation, but 1 point advice from English, as we have seen. This category of tips in this box. And yeah, it's here because it teaches you about this new mechanic, not present in previous games, again. First and foremost, it says ブロックを叩くと伸びていくコインはコントロールコイン。And yeah, first and foremost we have block, and yeah, from English block, as we have seen before. Quickly only mention the accent, but it should be like in English. It is. It's like on the raw. So yeah, just like English block, block. We have the object particle o. As a reminder, notice the doubling of the consonant, especially. The rest is the usual rules we have seen. But yeah, we have the object particle o. The verb tataku. Don't think we have actually seen it before, or at least not as much. So I have to check the accent. And yeah, it's actually accented tataku. It means to strike, to hit, to beat, to knock, to pound, to bang, and so on. But yeah, fundamentally to strike, to hit. And yeah, here simply in its literal meaning. So yeah, to hit the block. After that, we have the top, which in this case is a conjunction used to make the conditional form. Conditional, or also can be used in a temporal sense, just like in English, if, when. To in particular is the closest one to the zero conditional in English, so if you do the action of the verb in to, then inevitably what's said after happens. Again, in this case, if you hit the block, then something inevitably happens. In this case, nobiteiku, from first and foremost, nobiru. We check its accent, but it means to stretch. To extend, and so on. Various extended meanings, funny enough. But yeah, the fundamental one is to stretch, to extend. I think accented, but we'll check. It is nobiru. Here, well, it's a verb, it's a verb, so we can drop the ru, again, to make technically the continuative form of the verb, and then attach the te for the te. That's the rule to make the form of verb, which is verb, as we have seen. The form, which in this case is required because then we had the verb iku. Iku on its own means to go, and can be used after that form of a verb to simply say the direction in which the verb happens, the action of the verb happens. In this case, they, as we see, the coins extend and go away from their position, from where Mario hit the block. Yeah, that's why we use the verb iku. And yeah, you see, quite use these forms with the verb in te and then iku, or its opposite, kuru, to come. After iku, we have actually a noun, so yeah, relative close. And a noun which is coin, as mentioned. So yeah. Actually, I don't think I had to strictly rewind in this case, because I don't think it might not do anything. It might be here just to teach you about the mechanic, but we'll see. By a coin accented just like in English on the ko, high, low, low. Then we have after, because there wasn't enough space, the topic particle wa. And so yeah, as for the coins that extend by going away for the iku and so on. And yeah, then we have control coin. So yeah, they're called control coins. We have control, which we haven't seen before. Of course, from English control. We check its accent just to be sure, even though I think it should be like in English. Notice again the additional O for the to, because yeah, the T can stay on its own, and to keep it T, we have to add O instead of the usual U or C or E. And yeah, the accent is on the Ro itself, and so yeah, control, like in E, control. And yeah, then we have coin, most likely being a compound word. I'd say keep the accent of the second word, so the coin, as we have seen. Yeah, exactly. We have seen quite a lot of words used from English used in Japanese, especially in these games. And yeah, so luckily English can be quite helpful for Japanese in that sense. And yeah, so the translation becomes as for coins that extend by going away, as mentioned for the teiku, if you hit the block, I'd say the in this case, or you could say a block in general. They are, of course, that implied control coins. And yeah, then we have we literally have the icon of the D-pad. Then it says botan de sosa de kimasu. And yeah, we have literally the icon for the D-pad. You might think in this case I'm not completely sure how you'd pronounce it in this case, in this sense, because yeah, usually it would be D-pad, and I think also in Japanese, but yeah, here we have botan after it, so who knows, but yeah, technically you aren't supposed to read it anyways, it's literally just to show you which button to press. But yeah, after that we have botan, as we have seen, button, but with somewhat different pronunciation and being unaccented, because it's actually from Portuguese, botão. Then we have the particle de, with, so that means with the button, the D-pad. Then we have sosa, a Chinese compound. We check its accent, but it means technically, well, operation, management, even better handling. Technically, keep in mind operation as the fundamental meaning. Also, manipulation. Technically, it would be manipulation, either in the sense of manipulate, the meaning that I think should be also in English, but if it isn't, it is there at least in its origin. But also the one nowadays used, manipulate to one's benefit. As for its accent of salsa, I think, accent on the first syllable. So it's one of those Chinese compounds accent on the first syllable. The second most common, at least based on what we have seen so far, accent for Chinese compounds. As you might remember, Chinese compounds are technically nouns, usually. And that's why I mentioned operation, manipulation. But you can add the verb suru, to do literally, to turn them into verbs. So literally do operation to manipulation. And so to operate, to manipulate. And in this case we would have suru. But since we want to make the potential form of suru, we have to, we don't conjugate suru because we straight up replace it with the kiru, a verb which already has the meaning to be able to do. The kiru is a verb-Italian verb, so we can drop the ru to make the continuative form. In this case, to add the auxiliary verb mas, which is the verb used to make the polite form of verbs. And so the translation is you can control, I'd adapt it, operate, technically handle, implied the control coins above with the D-pad button. And so we can continue. I don't remember what this block does, nothing I think. As you can see here, I can actually make it go wherever I want. It has a timer, as you might have heard. Well, there I might have slightly stopped it before it because I touched another coin, or if you touch, oops, I want to hit that again, or if you touch a wall, it has the timer, like P-switches, same music. We can continue here. Funny enough, we have another similar room, but as you see, there's there was a dragon coin. I think that if I continue there, I keep on being here in the loop. Okay, by doing it, entering that, I got under there, so I got the coin, got all the dragon coins, nice. We can enter these. We try to get, missed. Oh, we'll see again that we'll eventually get enough stars, well, sooner rather than later, unless I keep on missing it. By doing that, we have actually got our menu here. And the menu popped up on its own because, when you complete ghost houses, castles, and so on, the sweet palaces, you can save, and these are the save points in the original. Luckily in this version I can save anywhere, anyway. Let's save and continue. But we have to replay this level I don't remember exactly how to do it, but there should be a secret exit and a pretty famous one actually. I don't remember though how to get it. We have to check out the Kanji, but we'll do all that after our usual break, around 5 minutes. And yeah, when we'll be back, we'll start with the Kanji first and foremost, and then yeah, we'll continue playing. And yeah, we should replay this level first and foremost, and then the other ones, depending on how much time we have. And yeah, see you in around 5 minutes. And we are back. And yeah, now we can I quickly open here the screenshot with the kanji we want to study. I checked and Kuchi we have studied before in Kirby's Adventure. And you're welcome, Ringo. Glad the explanations are easy to understand and you find it interesting to watch. But yeah, so the kanji we have to study is the one for Deru, as mentioned here. And as usual, we'll do so by opening Wiktionary. In the pose, I got it ready. And you can see it here. To study this kanji, we actually have some parts to check out. First and foremost, we'll start with this one, since it's the easiest one. This kanji, not used on its own in Japanese. It's a hyogai kanji. So yeah, literally outside of the list, of the lists, I should say, because there's more than one of the regular use kanji, and the ones for names, and also technically the ones for education, even though they're also included in the general use kanji. But yeah, first we'll start with the stroke order. We start here. From top to bottom, left to right as a single stroke, and then top to bottom. Notice that, as usual, the rule left to right and top to bottom also applies to the kanji as a whole. Top to bottom, left to right, top to bottom. Yeah, pretty easy. It's a pictogram, a cave, says here. Yeah, pretty simple one. Some kind of opening in general, I'd say. Yeah, more as in the sense of the entrance of a cave or something like that. And yeah, it's as mentioned, it's not used, so we won't. You don't have to remember its readings, but remember that it's used as a radical, so you'll actually use it to search for kanji in dictionaries. But yeah, after that, we have to check one part more, because it's actually... There, it opened all those. Yeah, okay, perfect. One other part, which is actually one that can be seen in the kanji itself nowadays, because of the further evolution of it, but it's the one present originally, and we take it as a chance to study this kanji. Don't think we have seen it before. Let me quickly check though. Hope I'm not causing... Okay, went back there. Let me quickly check just to be completely sure. Oops, not that. Okay, these. I want to be sure, but I don't think we have studied it. Funny enough. No, okay, sorry. We have. We'll quickly review it as a reminder, but yeah, we have, because of some kanji we studied in Kirby's Adventure. So yeah, check that again for the full explanation. But yeah, we have seen this kanji. It's the one for technically a foot as a pictogram or a footprint, with the meanings nowadays, which mean to stop, and we studied all its readings there. Well, the actual ones actually used nowadays in Japanese. So yeah, we have that as the actual component originally. the one that was considered, yeah, it takes some time here also with the streaming. The one that was considered originally, when, because I think I mentioned it before when we studied other kanji, of course, Chinese people, classical, in their classical period, didn't have the way older forms of the kanji, and so yeah, they based their analysis on how the kanji were back then, which is actually way more similar to how they are nowadays, also in, especially in Japanese, with less simplifications than in Chinese, unless you write in traditional Chinese, then of course that is even more traditional than Japanese. But yeah, they based it on those, and so yeah, the element they thought was present is this one, which this one I did remember already, even though I've seen it again, was present in, we've already studied. It's a sprouting plant. And yeah, here you can see it. Yeah, this is way closer to the current shape. Yeah, you can literally have this plus the cave, and yeah, you have the current shape. But yeah, simply remember it for the composition nowadays. But yeah, with all that, after having reviewed those, and now as soon as it actually fully loads and closes that, perfect, we can check the stroke order, first and foremost. This one, as you can see, yeah, we start this time in the middle, because then we have the other parts. Yeah, we start top to bottom in the middle, then left to right, top to bottom, left to right as a single stroke, top to bottom, left to right as a single stroke, top to bottom. Okay, let's wait one more cycle so you can actually see it again, and we'll go in order. But yeah, top to bottom, in the middle, top to bottom, left to right as a single stroke, top to bottom, left to right as a single stroke, top to bottom, and of course, top to bottom in general when it comes to this kanji, as usual. And also notice the left to right for the kanji as a whole. But yeah, here we can see some historical forms. And yeah, in the Oracle Bone script, even though it's not as clear as funny enough, it's clearer in the bronze inscriptions for how we're used to see it nowadays. Yeah, the part at the top was actually a footprint, you could say, but yeah, a foot. The bottom one, a cave, that stayed the same. But yeah, then, because of the change in how it's written, it got confused as a sprouting plant. As it says there, Shuo Wen, which is one book, should be. That should be the title of the book, if I recall correctly. That where there were those interpretations, but yeah, not based on the oldest forms of the kanji. So yeah, that's why the confusion comes up. Yeah. Yeah, the meaning, as it says there, of course, a foot and a cave, yeah, to step out of a cave, to exit. And yeah, so it becomes, we'll go past all those meanings in Chinese, and we'll go here for Japanese. I can quickly show it also here, if I can. well, we can start with well, let's start with the strictly Japanese reading, since we've actually seen them before in writings, in games, in this series and previous ones. Yeah, I know, unfortunately, that there are some kanji that even Japanese are not used to that, and so yeah, the explanations of the etymology, even though also those are interpretations, so might not be completely accurate. But yeah, when we got the oldest forms of the kanji, then we started to get even better interpretations and so on. Yeah, they can be pretty useful. Also for those used to kanji. Oh yeah, this one is a pretty common one, the one we are studying now. Yeah, as it said here, first grade Kyoiku kanji. So yeah, one study literally in the first year of elementary school. Yeah, quite an important one. Yeah, unsurprising since it's the verb to exit. And it's also relatively easy. But yeah, let's start with the strictly Japanese readings. We have deru, as mentioned. And yeah, the verb to exit, to leave, to go out, to come out, to get out. Dasu, which is actually its transitive form. Notice again the intransitive in eru, the transitive in asu. So the transitive is most likely actually a classical form of accusative. And so, yeah, literally to make something or someone get out. And yeah, so dasu means to put out and so on. To take out, to get out, to put out, and several extended meanings based on that. By the way, both verbs accented. You distinguish them based on when you write it in kanji, based on the kana outside. So yeah, for deru with eru outside it, dasu, asu, and of course then also depending on their if they're conjugated, further conjugated or not. Technically, the verb also has the meaning, the reading izu. Actually, from nowadays would be written izu with asu with the duck 10 with the voicing. It actually comes from izu, tsu with the duck 10. But yeah, that's actually the historical reading. And from there it comes the verb deru, from deru. And yeah, notice from idu, then pronounced as izu later, izu first and foremost, and then we got the zu and zu combined. But yeah, from izu, then we got i. In this case, I'd say actually should be izuru because of the evolution. But yeah, then it became ideru. And yeah, from ideru to deru, you can see how it became. Yeah, they simply dropped the initial i. We've actually seen izu before when we mentioned the origin of the word izumi. And yeah, izu, this one, to exit, to come out, to go out, to get out. And mi, a shortened form of mizu, water, so yeah, water coming out, and yeah, for the word for spring, izumi. And yeah, technically also the form idasu, same for dasu, with the original i before it. But yeah, nowadays deru and dasu. the fundamental readings, you have to remember. The other ones are historical ones. Then, last but not least, we have the Chinese readings. Technically, there are several ones. The fundamental one you see more often than not is Shutsu. And so, yeah, keep that in mind. Technically, there's also Asui considered. Might be present in some compounds, but to be completely honest, nothing immediately comes to mind. It's barely used, if at all. Yeah, Shutsu, on the other hand, you see it a lot. Ending in Tsu, by the way, it can also make the final Tsu can become actually small Tsu, simply actually the doubling of the following consonant, like for example in the term Shupatsu. I'll quickly show it. Shupatsu should be an accent, I think. Yes, it is, because it's a Chinese compound. And yeah, there you can see, as mentioned, the doubling of the consonant, the small Tsu. And then, yeah, the pa at the start of the following word, nowadays pronounced as Hatsu. We've actually studied this kanji before, also in Kirby's Adventure, I think. Yeah, it means departure, leaving, setting off, as we have seen. Because also the other kanji has the meaning departure. Yeah, nowadays usually pronounced Hatsu, but originally it was Patsu. And so, with the doubling of the consonant, the P was actually kept instead of becoming Ha. But yeah, with that, I'd say we can continue. Yeah, we have seen that. Let me close a little some things to get better. Okay, hopefully for it to be more stable. But yeah, we can actually go back to playing the game itself, now that we have studied the new kanji. Playing the game itself, and yeah, we should replay this
Let's go!
to find... Okay, I see issues there. Okay, hope we are fine now. Sorry if it got... not sure what's causing that. I see the warning in OBS, but... okay, actually, now that I think about it, it might be here. I have to be careful, though, because of the ghosts. Because I think... yeah, I seem to remember it... not on this side, maybe to the left. Yeah, this game... I have to be careful though. This game... I've actually... Nihongo de mo ii desu. Yeah, you can speak also in Japanese. Oops, sorry that I got distracted. Because yeah, I can, of course, as much as you do know your English, yeah, it's not easy. I fully understand. Feel free to speak Japanese. And then we'll see. Okay, we should be back. Sorry, not sure what happened. I had an error, a straight up error in OBS that caused it to stop the stream for a second, but yeah, we should be back now. えはい、大好きです。Yeah, asked if I like this game. Yeah, I said that I like it a lot. Yeah, as I was saying before we got interrupted, I can say it also in Japanese. 実は、このゲームはコンプリートしたことがあります。ドラゴンコインを除いて。Yeah, that I've actually completed this game before, leaving aside the dragon coins. But yeah, to get here, we had to fly there, so the feather was required as well. I was saying before the interruption for the issue. So you go up the ceiling, you go here to the right, you can find these one-up mushrooms, and yeah, then you exit here, and straight up there is the exit. Okay. Iいいね。And yeah, that Ringolo also all cleared this game. And yeah, by doing that, by getting that secret exit, we got, yeah, again another save prompt. Again, this wood is the one that will show up in the original, because you can't save anywhere there, at least not at first. But yeah, we'll save and continue. But yeah, by getting the secret exit, we unlock this. Called in Japanese Doonatsu he ya no ura michi. And yeah, first and foremost, we have, well, again, we have the usual Doonatsu he ya. So yeah, donut plains. Then we have the possessive particle no. As usual, something of donut plains. Or you can keep the order technically also in English. Donut plains something. But yeah, the no, the possessive particle, is required to connect donut's plane, donatsu heya, with whatever else comes after it. In this case, we have uramichi, a strictly Japanese compound from ura, which means technically ura has several meanings. The fundamental one would be technically originally would be inside, but it's an inside that became strictly with the meanings as in inside, and so in the back part of in the rear, the back of a house. I mentioned it being technically originally the meaning inside, because actually for those if someone knows Chinese, even though I doubt it, I've studied also some Chinese, by the way. It's actually from where the kanji used for ura is the one used in Chinese for inside. But yeah, technically inside, nowadays in Japanese more for also for lining. Yeah, the fundamental meanings in Japanese for ura are actually opposite side, other side, a side hidden from view, under surface, reverse side, as it says, And so yeah, also rear, back, behind. More in those senses already mentioned, because yeah, we also have other words for back used in other contexts. But yeah, in our case, it's back. And then we have Michi. Michi, I think we have seen it before in previous series. It's unaccented, means road, path, street, lane, passage, also route, way, and other several extended meanings. Yeah, the fundamental ones that say road or route/way. Road, path, street. Yeah, so we get the uramichi unaccented, so be careful. Yeah, sometimes with these technically strictly Japanese compounds, as we have seen, they can become unaccented, so unfortunately you have to simply remember them, that they are unaccented. So low, high, 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 and will stay high even if we added a particle. But yeah, literally the meaning is back, street, back lane, byway. And yeah, so the name of this level is Donuts Plains, back lane, back street, byway. But funny enough, because of those meanings of uramichi, the extended meaning of uramichi is unfair means, dishonest means. And yeah, if you think about a figurative street, path, road to get to a certain objective, it's the back street, the byway, is technically, yeah, not the proper one, and yeah, then you get the extended means, unfair means, dishonest means. And I'm mentioning it because actually I'm pretty sure that it's a play on words in this case, because yeah, literally it would technically be the back street. As you can see, literally we go back here from the ghost house. But yeah, it's actually also the technically an unfair means, the unfair means of Donut Plains, actually of this game as a whole, the dishonest means, because this is the infamous top secret, or famous you could say in this case, but yeah, if we keep it with the unfair means, technically infamous top secret area. I'm pretty sure it's called like that in English. And yeah, we can enter it.
Luigi.
I could technically have kept Mario, I'm pretty sure it doesn't count. And yeah, it's actually all here. And yeah, in the middle, you have Yoshi. I got Yoshi here. In the blocks on the right, you have feathers. I think that if you are small, then you'd get first a mushroom, and then you'd have to first get the mushroom and then hit other ones to get the actual power-ups. On the left, we have 5 flowers. And yeah, so it's a secret level that's here straight up simply to get additional power-ups. So yeah, you can see why it's called like that, with both the meanings of the word uramichi. Okay, didn't know it was called like that in Japanese, and it's pretty funny. But yeah, now that we have played that, and funny enough, it's marked with a hill with a smile, so yeah, even funnier. Yeah, now that we have played that, technically I wanted to play this level. Yeah, honestly, let's go in this order for now. We played the other, as I also mentioned it last time, and we unlocked it last time, unlike the other one, the path to the right that we unlocked today. But yeah, we have this other ghost house, and its name is Doonatsuへいやのかくれやしき. First and foremost, we have the usual donuts Heya, so yeah, donut planes. The possessive particle no to connect it to the next word, and so yeah, to say something of donut planes or keeping it in order. Also in English, you can do it. You can technically do that as well, so it's actually pretty convenient. But yeah, the new word is kakure yashiki. It's technically a compound. I have serious doubt I'll find it as is in the dictionary, because yeah, it technically isn't a common compound, but yeah, I couldn't find it, of course. It comes from simply kakureru, a verb. We check its accent in a second, which means to hide. The intransitive form of the verb, so yeah, to hide, to conceal oneself, to take cover. Technically also to be hidden by, to disappear, to be covered, and so on. Yeah, the fundamental meaning to hide, intransitive. Okay, yeah, accented, kakureru. The transitive form is kaku su. So yeah, you see another one in eru and one in su. Technically, in this case, more than strictly accusative, because as you can see, we don't have a su. We only have su, but the su most likely is the classical form of the verb suru. So yeah, still related. So yeah, to do hiding, as in actually to hide something. But yeah, so eru intransitive, su the transitive one. Technically, kakusu should be accented on the ku, as usual, so on the second to last mora, technically syllable, because as we have seen, as typical of verbs. But kakusu, the ku, the u in ku, should be barely heard if at all. So I'll still check it in the dictionary, but I think it's supposed to be pronounced, unless some still keep the accent on unaccented on syllables where the vowel is barely heard if at all, but most move it. And I recommend also doing it since it's easier. And yeah, so actually in this case the accent moves on the final su, technically. So on the final syllable, either pronounced as kakusu, so keeping the accent where it should be without the rule of moving the accent before of the unvoiced vowel. Or if you keep that, then moved on the final syllable, so kakusu, so on the su itself. But yeah, in our case we simply have kakureru, easier when it comes to the accent. It's a ru verb, it's a verb, so we can drop the ru to make the conjugative form. And yeah, so we get kakure, technically hiding. Yeah, also the corresponding noun, so can be used also as a prefix. And yeah, like in our case, by the way, accented on its own kakure. Yeah, the verb is accented, so yeah, it follows the rule. A prefix with the meaning hidden, concealed, unknown. crypto technically, so yeah, because that's the prefix with the meaning in Greek. But yeah, so yeah, simply hidden. And then you have yashiki again, so yeah, hidden residence, estate, mansion. The usual ghost house we have seen also on the literal sign outside the house itself. So yeah, the meaning is the hidden mansion of Donut Plains hidden mansion. And yeah, because it's one of the secret levels we have unlocked. And yeah, we'll give it a try. I think there are 2 exits also here. So yeah.
Let's go.
And yeah, we play actually as Luigi here. Funny enough. And yeah, notice that Luigi dismounted Yoshi. And yeah, just like for castles, you can't bring Yoshi inside these. Yeah, here flying doesn't do anything. Yeah, no. Yeah, on the other hand, you have to be careful. Yeah, let's not waste our power up just because of my curiosity here. And yeah, we have this circle of pools. Now I've taken the hit just because of my impatience, so I'll take it. We've seen that ghost dinosaur. I don't remember its name, to be completely honest. Yeah, another time. Yeah, we have these, which we technically need to get this spring and then jump to avoid this big wall. Okay, for now I think we simply have to go down here. Okay, we can get... Okay, no. Yeah, you have to be careful when you get a power up and you are simply Super Mario or Super Luigi after getting a mushroom. Then if you get a power up, you get a mushroom in the inventory. So yeah, what you should do is press select to get that first. And then do this. Unless you strictly need that peculiar item, and of course doesn't matter. You should get the item you need. Yeah. Yeah, kinda techieなんだね. And yeah, that they are quite annoying enemies. Teresa is the Japanese name of Boo. Yeah, here we actually have a new writing, so yeah, we have to check it. Relatively long one, but we'll see it in a second. Oh boy, by the way, I've seen already the other kanji, which I don't remember if we have studied, so we might have that as well to check out. That we'll have the time today. Let me quickly open it to see, to verify it. Hopefully we aren't getting issues with... yeah, let me quickly verify if we have started. Nope. Okay, so we also have this kanji to study, but yeah, most likely we'll do that at the start of the next episode. Yeah, so let me take a screenshot for then. So yeah, we'll keep it in the background and also show it again. But yeah, first and foremost, we have Kono sekai no achikochi ni star no shimae no iriguchi ga 5つあるらしい. Yeah, first and foremost, it says here, we have Kono, again part of the Kosoado series. with the no, it becomes the demonstrative adjective. So yeah, these or these, depending on if you keep a singular, if you have a singular or plural word after it. Again, the Japanese terms can be either singular or plural. You can technically specify the plural with suffixes, doubling also the word in some cases, and so on. But yeah, in this case, I'd say simply this, considering the following word, because it's sekai. Sekai is, funny enough, you might have heard it because of the further compound isekai, another word, especially in fiction. By the way, the accent of that, can find it there. Wonder if, I doubt it will be in the physical dictionary. My guess could be either keep the accent of sekai, or maybe it moves on the E. Yeah, you'd have to pay attention to how it's pronounced, but unfortunately, it's not always as easy. Just want to check, but I have serious doubt we'll find it also there. Okay, I got to the part here. Nope. So yeah, unfortunately we can confirm it. On the other hand, sekai on its own is accent on the first syllable, so yeah, one of those Chinese compounds with the accent there. Ringo anticipated me about the 5 and 2 read as Itsutsu, and that thank you that that it's incredible that I can read it as that. I have studied Japanese quite a lot, and yeah, while I don't know, there are some things, of course, that I don't know, and as has been clear with this series, and I'm genuinely learning myself all the time. Yeah, I do know my Japanese. I've studied a lot. Also, is my field of study. Got first a bachelor's and then a master's degree in it. So yeah, I do know my Japanese. Yeah, we'll see it in a second that as yeah, it's not as easy. It's quite an important thing to remember, but yeah, and technically fundamental, but yeah, it's not as easy. But yeah, as I was saying, sekai, one of the Chinese compounds, accent on the first syllable, yeah, means word. The word, also by extension, society, the universe, sphere, circle, but yeah, the fundamental meaning, word. So yeah, here it says this word, and then we have again the possessive particle no. So yeah, of this word. Here more to connect it to the following word, which is achikochi. Yeah, more than anything, I have to check words for their accents, because yeah, unfortunately those aren't usually taught. It's not something that's usually present in teaching, in the teaching of Japanese, but it's actually quite important if you want to pronounce Japanese on your own, and also better understand Japanese when spoken. Of course, I focus on the standard Japanese, which is easier. There are different accents also depending on the dialects. but yeah, we focus on that, and yeah, so that's why I check those quite more often than not. Yeah, as I was saying, Achikochi actually still comes from the Kosados words from Achira, technically, and Kochira, and those are technically other readings of this this word, but the most common one nowadays is Achikochi, this abbreviation. But yeah, Achira is that way. With this Chira, we get way, direction. Kochira, this way, this direction. Can also be used, these words, as by extension for here or over there, depending, of course. Here, there, over there, depending on the starting part, koso, a. And by extension, yeah, we have seen literally this way, this direction, and so actually, by extension, the place close to that way or direction. By extension, as I've mentioned, words with mean way, direction can also be used in Japanese for the person in that direction. So yeah, Kochira is used also as a way to say I, me, or this person, someone that's close to the speaker. Also can be this one. But yeah, so keep in mind again that aspect of these words with that mean way or direction in Japanese, but we'll see them again. By the way, there's also achi, kochi with the doubling of the consonant. Again, not used usually when combining them like this. But yeah, achi is a shortening of achira. It's worth mentioning that the one with the doubling consonant C are actually accented on the last syllable. So it's an exception compared to the other ones which are all unaccented. Kochi the same, but yeah, the meanings stay the same. Yeah, so over there and here. Yeah, in English we have to swap them. So yeah, here and there, literally. And so yeah, various places, all around, all over, everywhere, throughout. Yeah, that's the meaning. The accent, by the way, is for achi, kochi, so the usual form used, actually based, unsurprisingly, since it's similar despite only with the doubling of the consonant gan. As achi, kochi, it's kept the one for achi. So the accent is on the chi itself. If we kept it as achira, kochira, actually then we would apply the usual rules for compounds, especially as we have seen when they get longer, then we inevitably apply those. Yeah, so the accent is actually on the first mora, first syllable of the second word. So yeah, on the kochira, despite being unaccented usually. So yeah, you straight up can see that it's due to the rule in that case. But yeah, achikochi, here and there. Then we have the particle ni. In this case, in, at. So yeah, used for allocation. Ni is the one used with verbs of staying, like iru, we have seen, mentioned before, to be, as in to exist, for people or animals, animate objects, technically. In this case, aru, as we'll see, so for inanimate objects, so literal, actual objects, things, places, concepts, and so on. With all the other verbs as a reminder, we would use the particle de instead for in, at. After that, we have sta, from English star. We have seen it before, I'm pretty sure, by the usual rules for it. The su barely, the u in su barely heard if at all. R that becomes long a, like in English variants that don't have the R sounds. Yeah, the accent is just like in English. Then we have the particle no. Technically, the particle no, as we have seen, would make words accented on the final syllable, but yeah, better more in this case, unaccented, because yeah, I'm pretty sure that since it's not technically the final more, but the final syllable here, so it's low, high, low, yeah, the word I'm pretty sure doesn't become unaccented in this case. So yeah, stano, so the no is low. Yeah, possessive particle as usual. So of star, or simply to connect it to the following word and to modify it, word which is actually shima. I've mentioned it, no, we have actually seen it also in previous series, I think. Shima means island, accent on the last syllable. In this series we have seen it more with its Chinese reading to, as it's as the suffix for island, for Yoster Island, the previous word. The meaning is the same though. After that we have the particle e, written as he, two words. Then we have the possessive particle no, so yeah, we get this compound particle. Then no simply to attach that to the Star Island, to attach it to the following noun, which is Iriguchi. Should be unaccented, I think. We have seen it before. And yeah, we have here the kanji we haven't studied before, so yeah, we'll check it out. Definitely next time, we don't have time today. But yeah, it's a compound noun, yeah, unaccented. Notice again the gucci from kuchi, but yeah. Yeah, by the way, usually kuchi, the u will be barely heard, if at all, because it's between our voice consonants. That goes away with the voicing, because it's the second part of a compound, and even more so of a strictly Japanese origin. But yeah, iri from iru, the verb which means to enter, to go in, and so on. Usually nowadays, hairu, as mentioned, iru is used only in compounds like this one. But yeah, iru, despite being noticed that it's in iru, but it's not in ru verb, it's a verb, it's actually a u verb, godan verb. So yeah, be careful, it's one of those that are, despite being in iru or eru, are actually u verb, godan verb. And you can see it here, because to make the continuative form, we actually have to change the u into i, and so it becomes iri, unaccented. Technically, the corresponding noun, entering, entrance, entry, can be also used as a suffix on its own, income, and so on, as extended meanings. But yeah, here also used as a noun, but technically also to make the compound. And after that, I can put kuchi, mouth, but yeah, then by extension opening. So yeah, entering, opening. So yeah, entrance. Then we have the object particle o. Then we have hiraku, the verb which means to open. This one is peculiar because it's actually both intransitive and transitive. Depends, of course, in if we have an object or not before it. In this case, we have, so transitive. Accented, hiraku. There are also the verbs aku, akeru. Aku, I think unaccented those, by the way. Quickly check. That I can find easily there, but I check with akeru. Aku intransitive, akeru transitive. It's technically the difference is in the way it opens. One, I think, was it spreads out. The other one is the opening technically of a hole. I think hiraku is spreading out. Aku, akeru, which by the way are an accent, so I was correct. It's the opening of an opening, a hole. Thank you, Charlie7. We have hiraku in this case. Then we have the to. So again, should be the conditional, or could be in temporal usage, as we have seen also. If when. Then we have mappu, from English map, pretty easy, we have seen it before, not again as a reminder, notice the double E of the consonant, as that's the main difference, other than the usual additional U at the end. The accent is the same, the object particle O. Then we have ikiki, which is a noun. A compound noun, technically. It comes from iku. You could find it also as yuki-ki, because iku can also be pronounced as yuku. Again, it's simply the verb which means to go. It's a u verb, codon verb, so we can simply change the u into i to make the continuative form. In this case, also a noun, also considering the noun going, and also used for the compound here, as we have seen. And yeah, the other one is ki, from kuru, to come, accented, that one, the opposite. Unfortunately, kuru is the other completely irregular verb along with suru. So yeah, you simply have to remember that its continuative form is ki. So yeah, kind of similar to verbs, ichidan verbs, but you can see immediately the difference. You can simply drop the ru. You also have to change the u into i. So yeah, simply remember, kuru, its continuative form is ki. Seen also, for example, when adding mas, kimasu, it becomes. But yeah, ki, so the continuative form, the corresponding noun, go, coming. And yeah, so literally it would be going and coming. And yeah, so we have to turn it around in English, coming and going. And yeah, literally in this case it's with that meaning. You'll see why in a second. It's a noun, but yeah, you can then turn it into a verb. by adding the suru. So yeah, to do, literally to do, coming and going. So yeah, to come and go. After that, we have first and foremost this no, which in this case is the nominalizer for verbs. Thing as in fact. Oops, sorry, I actually missed a part, but yeah, we'll go back to it later. And then when we'll actually also fully translate. I got confused by the iriguchi there. For now, let's finish this before, since we are already discussing it. The nominalizer particle, the nominalizer for verbs. In this case, combined with the particle ni, becomes used with expressions which mean, as we see, for example, convenient, useful, for, and so yeah, we have that the for is ni, and then we have for doing, coming and going, literally. So yeah, this no is the nominalizer, then we add ni as the for, and yeah, it's used with expressions like this one. But first we have totemo, we have seen it before, it's the adverb, which means very, should be unaccented. Can also be, we can add the doubling of the consonant and it becomes totemo. It's simply more emphatic, but yeah, the meaning is the same, very, and so on, awful, exceedingly. With a negative verb, it becomes then very, but you keep that meaning, but in the negative, so actually not at all, by no means, simply cannot. I will more often than not see it in the positive, this one. And yeah, then we have very, which is the word that means convenient, handy, useful, accented on the first syllable. So yeah, it's a Chinese compound, one of those accents on the first syllable. It's an adjective, so yeah, we then have to add the copula, in this case, des, so the polite form of the copula. But yeah, let's actually go back. As for this final part, the only part we are missing is subete. Technically a noun, even though, as mentioned before, it's technically the te form of a verb, suberu. Suberu means has several meanings. The one that interests us for then subete is to integrate, to consolidate, to unite. The other one, actually more often seen nowadays, is to rule over, to govern. Yeah, the one from to integrate, to consolidate, to unite, you can see that why then it becomes, by making this noun with the te form of the verb, not typical, but sometimes it happens. The accent then moves on the third to last syllable, sorry, third to last more to be precise in this case, so yeah, on the subete. It's technically a noun, more often than not, though, used with the possessive particle no, try to make then in practice an adjective, even though strictly be a noun plus possessive particle combination. Can be used also on its own as an adverb. And yeah, the meaning is all. So yeah, everything, something, all, also as an adjective, and yeah, all as an adverb. In this case, yeah, as an adjective, all, subete, then we have the possessive particle no, iriguchi again, so yeah, all the entrances, But yeah, let's go back up since I skipped a part because of the two Iriguchi. Let's quickly check that. Yeah, we have first and foremost the Itsutsu. We anticipated. Yeah, it's a numeral plus counter combination. Tsu is the general purpose counter of strictly Japanese origin. And that's why we have to use strictly Japanese numerals with it. And yeah, the one for 5 is Itsu. And the accent of this combination is on the first Tsu, so yeah, in the middle, low, high, low, Itsu, Tsu. And yeah, numeral plus counter, which is in its typical position. It can be also put before and modifying a noun with the possessive particle. Here we can see it immediately before the verb. So yeah, actually after the noun and the particle. In this case we have the subject particle ga, Iriguchi ga, the numeral plus counter. Then the verb, which is the aru I anticipated to be assumed to exist in translation, and will definitely do so. There is, there are. Last but not least, we have this rashi, which means seeming, appearing, accent on the she. I'm pretty sure it depends then also on if the word is accented before it. Then rashi, don't remember if it's one of those that still stays accented, and so the accent of rashi takes over, or stays low if the verb is accented. I'll check that. We'll see that again anyway. We don't have time today. For its meaning, it means seeming, appearing, expresses judgment, which is based either on evidence, reason, or trustworthy hearsay. So yeah, based on something concrete or supposedly concrete. Can also be used this after verbs usually. After a noun, technically also adjective stems says adverbs, but yeah, usually you see it with nouns. It gets the meanings ish, like typical of, appropriate for, and so on, becoming of, worthy of the name. So yeah, more like typical of, fundamental meaning. But yeah, makes sense from seeming, appearing technically, but yeah, there are technically two distinct usages depending on the word before it. But yeah, now we can fully translate now that I actually went back. The first sentence says in, at, literally, here and there of this word, it seems there are 5 entrances of the Star Island. Sorry, entrances toward the Star Island. We have only the we'll keep the e also in translation and ignore the no, which is simply to attach it to Iriguchi. And then the second one says if you open all the entrances implied of the Star Island, it's very convenient, useful to, we can keep it also as to, so it's even clearer why we use ni, to literally do coming and going off the map. We have to adapt it in English. Yeah, so it is saying that if you open them all, then it's quite convenient to go and come around the map. And yeah, that's the peculiarity of the Star Island. And yeah, it mentions it here for a reason, as we see. Okay, let's finish this level. Okay, let's open this. Okay, yeah, let's take this one for now. Yeah, as you can see there was an exit. Remember that that one was where there were those coins in the shape of a door. Yeah, it was both a clue and also if you didn't get them, enough of them, you'd then get blocked because they would turn into blocks. But yeah, by getting that, we can get these. And I shouldn't have got the bonus now. Especially if I don't remember if there are writings for it. Okay, no. Luckily it said only bonus game in English. Yeah, we have this bonus game where you have to, yeah, as you might have guessed by the one in the middle. I'm not doing it properly, but yeah, you want to get as many lines as possible. I didn't get any, so nothing. I think you get only some lives. Yeah, with that we have actually finished the level, not completed because there is an extra exit there. But yeah, we don't have time today. We even went beyond the usual time, so I actually choose the option save and end. Yeah, 私も毎回ワクワクします。Yeah, that Ringo mentioned that he was always excited hearing each time the music of this bonus area. Yeah, the one we've seen. Yeah, I wanted to quickly show our current progress. So yeah, we have this is our progress. We are still in World 2. So yeah, we didn't finish it today. Yeah, we have still some of it. But we played some levels, and you can see, yeah, we're at 16, so 10 of them, if I recall correctly, and there are only 6 in World 1. Yeah, so we can actually end it here, close the game. And yes, so today we played more Super Mario World, as in Super Mario Advance 2, the Game Boy Advance version. We continued World 2. We played the 2 Ghost Houses. One we've completed and so unlocked also the top secret area. The funny Uramichi in Japanese. The second one we have finished but not completed. We unlocked one exit. So next time we'll start with that for sure. And then we'll continue World 2. Maybe also something else, as we'll see, but you'll see why when the time for it comes. Of course, next time we'll start first and foremost with the new Kanji. Yeah, we have one more Kanji to study. We haven't studied one today, but yeah, we found the opposite one, of course. The one to enter. Yeah, we start with that next time, which should be, unless plans change, on Monday as usual. But of course, we also have on Sunday, unless plans change, of course, another stream. This one mostly just for fun. And yeah, in this case, I know for sure what we'll play because there has been a an addition to Sonic Racing Crosswords, a new character, a free DLC one, AI, by the way, from Super Monkey Ball. So yeah, we'll play as him. We'll take part in the related festival. Before it, we'll actually still play some Grand Prix in single player. We'll see which ones to further unlock things there. But yeah, the second, it will be 2 hours as usual, like today. And yeah, the first one should be dedicated to the single player Grand Prix. The second one to the festival, the Festa. Yeah, so wanted to mention that, yeah, see you on Sunday for Sonic Racing Crosswords. See you on Monday for the continuation of this Let's Learn Japanese with series, Super Mario World as in Super Mario Advance 2. And yeah, see you next time.